Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm Jackie and I create mosaics using sea glass. And today I'm going to talk to you about putting the pieces together like a puzzle. So the mosaic that I'm currently working on is this lighthouse, and I finished the lighthouse and I finished the grass and the sand beneath the lighthouse, and today I'm working on the water. So I want to fill in this area here below the horizon line and all the way to the corner of the frame with green sea glass to represent the water. So today I wanted to give you a bit of a close-up look on the technique that I use to fit the pieces together, because I want the pieces to fit nicely together so that they read as a mosaic. So I don't want them too random, I don't want them too close, not too far away. They have to be just right. So let me show you a bit of a close-up on the technique that I use to do that. So here you can see that I have the lighthouse finished. I have all the grass done. I have my nukshuk in. I have the sand all done. And I have also put in a few green trees. So today I wanted to fill in this area. And as you can see, I've already put the horizon line in, so then I know that all I'm doing is filling in. So to fill that in, I've got a little pile of green sea glass here, and I know that it's just the right amount of sea glass to fill that because I've measured. And I'm going to show you how I could do that. So if I just took all of this sea glass and dumped it in here, I know it's going to fill the area. So I could just randomly arrange the sea glass. And so if I just went and glued all that in, it's going to look good. Now another approach I could take would be to just put them in and have the pieces touching and have them be as close as I can get them. So I'm going to try a little bit harder to fill them in. So I'm just arranging the pieces here now so that they're butting up against each other. Now you can see if I do this, I'm not going to have quite enough sea glass because I have a space here that's not filled in. But the pieces are filling in the water area, and maybe you like that look. Maybe you like it all squished in as tight as you can possibly get it. So when I'm filling in an area like this, I tend to take my time a little bit more. I like to look for a piece that's got a 90-degree angle on it to go in a corner. The other thing that I really like to do when I'm doing water is get a bunch of these ones that are a bit darker green, and I'll put them in a line so it looks a little bit like there's a wave of green going through the water. A wave of darker green, because you know what it's like sometimes when you're at the beach and you look out on the water and you see these darker waves of green. There's lighter and darker patches in the water. So I often like to do that. And I'm putting some space between each of the sea glass pieces, but not too much, because I like to have them kind of snug, especially in a small area like this, but I don't want them touching. So my strategy is I try to have them close but not touching. And in a corner like this, I'm going to look for a piece that's going to fill in fairly good. You don't need it to be 100% fitting like you would in the pieces of a puzzle, because your eye is going to fill in the part that isn't filled in with the sea glass, but you need it fairly good so that it looks like it all flows together. And this is where I'm probably going to have to reach for my board of green sea glass to get some more pieces to make sure that everything fits nicely. So when I'm filling in an area like this, I like to glue as I go. This is the glue that I'm using. It's a Quick Seal clear silicone. It says Quick Seal, but it's fairly slow to dry, which works well for me. because I prefer to fuss with the pieces and poke around at them a bit. And I can adjust the pieces and get them all just in the right place. That one I put on backwards, so I just have to shift it around, because it fits better this way. And you'll find that when you're fitting pieces together like a puzzle, you might find if you flip it back and forth or upside down, you'll often find that, oh, it fits better if I put it that way. So if I put that piece in like that, it fits perfect. Whereas if I put it in upside down, it doesn't fit quite as nicely. I just grabbed a couple of other small pieces of green off my board because I like to, when I'm doing water, have the pieces get smaller as I get towards the horizon. It gives you more of a feeling of distance. So I grabbed a few other pieces to add in here that are really tiny up at the top. This is where it's helpful to have a few different pieces to pick from, because some pieces fit better than others. It's just the nature of sea glass. I don't change the shape of my sea glass, so I have to change the piece that I use if the shape doesn't fit just perfectly. So that finishes off the water. And as you can see, in my mind, the way this is arranged looks much better to me than if I had just arranged the pieces randomly or if I had squished them too close together. So thanks for joining me today and learning all about my technique for fitting the pieces together in a sea glass mosaic so that you get a really good mosaic effect. I hope it's been helpful for you, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them and I'll get back to you. And if you'd like some more details on this technique, let me know if I haven't given you enough. So until next time, happy sea glass hunting.